Alright, UFC 318 recap and some fight matchups. I know I'm a little late, but, I don't really care. I was just gonna only do the main card, but Vinicius Oliveira might be one of the most overrated fighters I've ever seen. People were hyping him up like crazy against Kyler, saying, knock him out and shit. But, bro, he did absolutely terrible, in my opinion, bro. He was getting fucking bitched in the first round, second round, and third round. Yeah, he stepped it up. I don't really care, bro. He is supposed to be a good prospect, bro. He did terrible, and his style is terrible. He's gonna get chin soon, bro. Just keeps his hands down into swings, bro. I mean, not that good of a performance from Vinicius Oliveira, but it is what it is. Honestly, the matchup I have for him is Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera hasn't fought in a minute. The last fight was Figgy, and Figgy's not that good anymore. He's kind of washed. And Marlon backed out against Mario. I think Marlon wins that. Like, Marlon low-key could chin him, bro, because, I don't know, Oliveira's just, I don't think he's that good, bro. I think he's overrated, and when he faces the top guys, he's gonna lose for sure, bro. So, I think you match him against Cheeto, and that's a good win for Cheeto to get back in the win column. Alright, next up was Zell Huber versus MJ, bro. That fight surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. I knew Michael had the puncher's chance because, I don't know, he has power still. He's old. I don't know why he was such a big underdog, but, bro, he put on a good performance. Zell Huber can definitely get back, I guess he versed a vet, but, damn, bro, MJ surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. But his 3 wins aren't super impressive, but he definitely get a step up in competition for sure. And I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Oh, I dream about face max. Oh, wait, you're never getting that high, bro. Trust me, you're not. Alright, so a matchup I have for MJ is either BSD or Jared Gordon. I think, I don't know, it's close because BSD's a really good, I mean, not really good. No, he's not that good. He's a really big lightweight. And, that's a good matchup, I think. Or Jared Gordon, and that's a good matchup too, That would be a good grappling matchup. But yeah, that's what I have for MJ, and I don't know, it's a close match for either of the fighters against him. Next up is Dan Ige versus Pitbull. Now, I looked at the knockdowns, and I think it was pretty clear that both of them got 1 knockdown each, but I guess they didn't count it. But good fight for Pitbull. Again, the win column, he's 1-1. If he would have lost that, he would have been out of the UFC for sure. But yeah, decent win. Dan Ige, I don't know. He did decent, I guess. He was doing decent. But Pitbull's grappling looked pretty good in that fight, Yeah, he did pretty good in that fight, good performance. No, not good, decent performance. Alright, so the matchup I have for Pitbull is, I don't really have a good one, but Steve Garcia maybe, And Steve Garcia's last fight against Calvin Kattar looked pretty good, bro. He looked pretty sharp. And, I think that would be a decent fight, I guess we can see Steve's grappling and stuff. I think Pitbull will get him down. That's a close fight. I think I have Steve in that fight, though. Steve's stand-up looks so good and sharp, man. Next fight was Holland versus D-Rod, bro. I had Holland in that fight, and he disappointed me, bro. But I guess you can never really count on Holland that much, He wins the fights that he really shouldn't, and then loses the fights he should win. So, it's just, I don't know. He's different, I guess. I don't know. But D-Rod, good win, man. Good performance. That was a great fight. I don't know how Brendan Allen and Marvin Vettori got fight tonight. It was a good fight, but Max Holloway and this fight was definitely better. But, yeah, D-Rod, good performance. Rocked Kevin Holland and dropped him twice. Bro, D-Rod, it's a good performance, man. A matchup I have for D-Rod is Wonderboy, because Wonderboy did good, and I think he got robbed his last fight. But Gilbert Burns, I don't know. Maybe Gilbert Burns or Wonderboy. I think him versus Wonderboy would be a great fight. That'd be cool to see, man. But yeah, if that fight happened, man, I don't know, man. That's a close one. I think I had to take Wonderboy though, because I don't know. I don't know. I just think Wonderboy would win that fight, man. Costa versus Kopylov next, and man, Costa put on a fucking masterclass, bro. Props to him. He just destroyed Kopylov, bro. I did not expect that. Thought it'd be much closer. I didn't think. I thought Kopylov was gonna win, actually, to be honest. But man, Costa proved me wrong, and goddamn, that was a great performance by him. And I think he'll break in the top 10 now. No, maybe, or maybe just outside. I don't know. It's close, but yeah, great performance from Costa, man. A matchup I have for Costa is Brendan Allen, bro. I think that's the fight to make. People are saying Hamza. No, bro. Hamza is not the fight to make, bro. Hamza destroys him, bro. Like, honestly, bro. If we're being real, bro. I know Costa had a really good performance, but Hamza destroys him. And, you know, it's a 50-50 chance Hamza wins the belt. So you can't really put him against that if he's 50-50 chance against the champ, man. I don't think so. I don't think Costa's and Hamza's a good fight, but Brendan Allen just got a dub. Costa got a dub. Put on Costa put on a masterclass. Brendan had a war with Marvin Vettori. So if that fight happened, man, I think Arlene Paul Costa, bro. But that's a great fight, man. That's a great fight. Definitely, yeah, that should be the next fight that happens for Costa. Now the main event, bro. Y'all don't know this, but Max Holloway is my fucking favorite fighter, bro. And he put on a fucking great performance, man. 49-46. I almost had a 5-0, honestly. I don't know how people had it 3-2, to be honest. I don't know, though. But, hey, Max got the dub anyways. Doesn't really matter. Great performance by Max. Get back in the win column. And, yes, bro, he looks sharp, bro. His kicks, man, he's like such a different fighter now. He uses his range and his kicks very well. And people are saying that, like, his chin is looking bad now because he got dropped again. But, okay, let's think about this. Ready? Against the Justin fight, he got dropped because he hit him on the tempo, but he recovered really fast. It kind of looked like it was like a knockdown and a slip at the same time. But, yeah, I'll give it more of a knockdown. Then he went down to 145, and, yeah, don't even want to say his fucking bitch-ass name. And then he went back up to 55 and got dropped against Dustin, but it was on the tempo. It's not like his chin is, like, bad. It's, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's on the tempo, bro. Like, a lot of people, like, everybody's getting dropped off that. It's the tempo, bro. And stop acting like Dustin doesn't have power still. Like, I know he's older, and that was the last fight, but he still has power, bro. But, yeah, man, great performance from Max, and, yeah. All right, a matchup I have for Max Holloway. Give him Ilia Topuria. No, I'm playing. Definitely give him Charles Oliveira, bro. That is the fight to make for the BMF belt, bro. Charles Oliveira, one of the most loved, if not the most loved fighter, versus Max Holloway, one of the most loved fighters in the game, bro. Like, come on. That is a banger fight. And the first fight wasn't really a fight, you know. Charles, I guess, got an injury. You know, it doesn't really say on the report, I don't think. But, you know, it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. But make that fight happen, bro. That is such a good fight. And if that fight played out, bro, that's a banger fight. That's a banger fight for the BMF. If that fight happened, man, I would have to lean towards Max, bro. I think Charles Chen is way too chinable, bro. And people are saying, oh, what if he gets to the ground? What if he gets to the ground? Man, Max has good takedown defense. And, you know, I don't know, man. Max keeps his distance really well, and he keeps his range. And Charles is going to keep going forward. He's going to pop the jab, use his kicks. I don't know, man. That's a close fight, but I lean towards Max. And probably TKO second round. Alright, well, that's it, boys, for the UFC 318 recap and the matchups, man. Hope y'all liked it. First vid, you know, I might sound like a little scared or whatever, but I don't know. It's just my first. I'm nervous on camera, I ain't gonna lie. But hope y'all had a good time, and the UFC Fight Night, RDR versus Whitaker will come out soon. So stay tuned.